already refused to join, but darling, didn't you... how can we... refused? Oh, a plague on both our houses. Away from me now, oh perfect specimen. Torment me no further. But if you happen to meet more able-bodied... Tell me, Alistair.
Sorry, I've run out of signed handkerchiefs. An Alistair keyring, maybe. In any case, make it quick. What do you mean, not familiar? You expect me to believe you've never heard of Alistair the Almighty? Why, I'm only the most famous wizard this side of the Distus. Although, it'd be worth checking the other side too. And don't forget, I'm the most eminent member of the Fabulous Five to boot. Surely you already know Your interest is piqued, I see. I'd suggest you have a chat with Mendius outside. He's in charge of recruitment and other such drudgery. A word of warning, though, we only accept the best and the brightest. By the looks of you, I'm not sure you'll make the cut. Those nasty beasts are hardly worth my time. Though I suppose I'll step in if none of the recruits manage to prove adept enough to handle a few skeletons.
Back, demon! Back, or I'll... Well, what's this? Oh, Medora, you lummox. 1,000 pardons, comrade. This old bear's edgier than a dodecahedron these days. I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain Wartruce my regards next time you see him. Friend? Heavens hornets! That's quite a story, comrade. And come to think of it, one that might concern you. See, I'm here on, well, let's call it a loan from a town to the north of here. Hunter's Edge by name. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. Not your run-of-the-mill savages either, but ones who've taken dark magic to new heights. What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say, but it's my responsibility to send them packing. Preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee-knocking fear of ever crossing paths with a sauce hunter again. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicil. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs without backup. By the skin of my teeth, comrade. The savages were rounding up villagers when one of them activated a tripwire on our village wizard's property. Fortunately for me, that particular wizard has a penchant for things that go boom in the night. I managed to wrench free of my captor's grip and flee toward the forest. He pursued me for miles, but I'd lost him before I made it into the Sicil hinterlands. Well, comrade, I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now. But I need a contingent I can trust if I'm to take back the town. And the way I see it, you could use reinforcements here in town. I've been scouting Sicil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make short work of the perpetrator.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets.
Well, you know the old expression. 2's a tea party, 3's an invasion. I know this place like the back of my hand by now, and the orcs up north will be short work for a trained-up trio of sauce hunters.
A fantastic plan. With 3 source hunters working in tandem, we'll put an end to all the evils bent against this fair land.
Another source hunter on the team will make us all the more formidable.
That's the spirit. Listen closely now. Do you hear it? That's the sound of every orc, and sorcerer in a 100-mile radius, shaking in his wee boots.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Watch out! I smell... Oh, the fierce stench of frightened source goblin.
Actually, I think that's only roast.
Oh, careful now. Your head's growing more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
Back, demon! Back, or I'll... Well, I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. You wouldn't. I trained up in Academy North, after all. We don't cross paths with you Westies all that often, but it's always a pleasure when we do. Medora's the name. Heavens, hornets! See, I'm here. There's been an attack. What they want in hunters. I came south seeking the Legion's help. By the skin of my teeth, comrade. The savage, I managed to wrench free of my captor's grip. Well, comrade, I need a I've been scouting Sicil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. More than I'd hoped. There's Mayor Cess, and on top of it all, the feline menace is lurking at every hearth and Now, don't get me wrong, but from what I've heard whispered, I suspect an elite fella seems like a loose-lipped, hardly the habit of an... You mean you don't already know, comrade? Well, you know the old expression.
A fantastic plan. With 3 source hunters working in tandem.
Another source hunter on the team will make us all the more formidable against this wicked magic. Welcome aboard.
That's the spirit. Watch out! I smell... Oh, the fierce stench of frightened source goblin.
Actually, I think that's only roast pig.
Come now, Alistair.
Pay the big change on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice and stir and churn.
I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
Handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero. I'm just doing my duty. But
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
never fear, milady. As long as I'm around, no hair on your haloed head shall be harmed.
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband? How many times do I need to state and restate my complete innocence? Like I told just about every legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. I want his killer found and tried, but everyone suspects me of this evil deed. And you're no different, are you? So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger and you believe them? These insinuations truly go beyond the pale. Oh, I think I'm getting one of my headaches. I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor man. We were both so young when we married. He so rich and I so poor, but his one and only princess just the same.
Well, what do you want to know?
She seems to be quite adamant about her innocence.
We need to look for evidence if you want to prove she
dear
actually
Septimus,
did
that
the
you
evil
haven't been
deed.
fighting those awful orcs. I can't bear to imagine something would happen to you.
Oh, but don't you worry, my lady. We legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither orc nor demon.
Oh, but what if you were to be ambushed?
Greetings. These stalls are for our Legion troops. It never ends around here. There's a zombie.
Chicken.
Step aside! Step aside! Ah! This maniac!
Come on, chicken, viens chez papa.
A chicken has the right to live too.
Greetings. These stalls are for our Legion troops. Rivellon's finest work up mighty
Pardon
fine
him?
appetite.
What a silly notion! Such a lovely day calls for a nicely cooked chicken.
Plenty of tasty dishes can be made without meat, but with equal nutritional value. Set him free.
Rivellon's finest work up mighty fine appetite, serving the 7.
Come on, chicken, viens chez papa.
Greetings.
This chicken belongs to the chef. Setting it free would be the equivalent of theft.
Greetings. These stalls are for our Legion troops. Rivellon's finest work up mighty fine appetite, serving the 7.
Come on, chicken, viens chez papa.
Greetings. These stalls are for our Legion troops. Rivellon's finest work up mighty fine appetite, serving the 7.
Come on, chicken, viens chez papa.
Greetings. These stalls are for our Legion troops. Rivellon's finest work up mighty fine appetite, serving the 7.
No, we'll do as I say.
Yippee-ki-yay! I'm free! I'm free! So long, suckers! Why did you let my chicken escape?
Careful, comrade. I think I sense a sorcerer in yonder shadows.
Well, Source Hunter, you come to the right place, you have. I got every style of equipment to fit you from head to foot, if it's a trade you're after.
Mighty fine appetite serving.
Well,
the
Source Hunter, you come to...
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Well, Source Hunter... Well, Source Hunter, you come to the right place, you have. I got every style of equipment to fit you from head to foot, if it's a trade you're after.
Dancing dugongs, you nearly startled me out of my boots. Well, you've got my attention, comrade. Ask away, my friend, ask away. Always helps to know a thing or two. It's no coincidence. Way back when, don't let the name in the days of old. By now, it's been centuries since anything more dangerous than a badger has come out of those woods. By and by, the source hunters moved out and regular folks set up shop.
Well, Source Hunter, you come to the right place, you have. I got every style of equipment to fit you from head to foot, if it's a trade you're after.
Ready to advance, ready to defend. What can I do for you, comrade?
You don't think it's infected, do you? Beyond these walls, the dead roam free, Hunter. Be vigilant.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not
That's
as bad
it,
as
troops.
all that.
Train up while you can.
Face furious.
Next
She bit
orcish
me in the
strike will
face.
land at any moment.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly.
Ice blue eyes narrow beneath a heavy brow streaked with sweat and dust. Her hands tense into claws, held at the ready.
Her brow knits together, but something in her pose relaxes. She clears her throat. I am Bear Daughter. I have not come here to find trouble with the Screech woman. She only startled me. And you are a source hunter. I have heard many tales of your order. Your history is long and honorable. This woman here, the one who now plots her revenge, she crept behind me while I was hunting, and I only defended myself. I would not hurt an innocent Screech woman on purpose. But soon their swords were upon me, and they forced me into this cage meant for dogs. Mother would rip the fur from her chest if she could see how they keep me. Sorry, sir.
Hey, who's that then? Come on.
Easy, Tull. That's the source hunter you're talking to.
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but she's no more than a wild animal. We got reports of a strange-looking outsider skulking through the town with her bow drawn. I found her crouched behind a tree, taking aim at a fat old rat trotting along the city walls. I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was startled like a wild cat and lunged right at me.
Bit Tullia right in the face, she did. It wasn't pretty, and now it's got a chunk ripped off it to boot.
Enjoy it while you can, Ver. There's not another legionnaire in the cohort that'll have you if I go rabid.
Sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again.
Well, that's to be decided. She doesn't seem to be sick, despite Tully's moaning. We can't keep her here forever, but we can't well send her into the wilds again, can we?
To the barracks! Not!
Perhaps it'd be worth taking this stranger under our wing. She'll likely come in handy if we can trust her to watch our backs.
After all, a fearless hunter might prove quite useful for our investigation.
Well, that's a relief, ain't it? We found a good home for her after all, Tull.
Heed me, Source Hunter. She's not good for anything more than cannon fodder. And don't turn your back on her when she's got that bow within arm's reach.
To the barracks! Not!
Source Hunter. I have heard tales both grand and terrible about the world of humans. I myself was caged one moment and freed the next by our kind. In Home Forest, every creature acts according to the nature of its kind. Birds frighten easily, badgers fear little. But amongst men, there are no guarantees.
Sicilian stew. Again! It's a bistro. Get to shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
Attention! About base!
It is strange to stand with one foot in the forest and the other in the city, Source Hunter. I am glad that now I have you standing beside me, even if one burns hot while the other wheezes cold. Perhaps in time I will come to know my own kind as you have. And perhaps then I will decide for myself whether ours is a noble kind.
Get the shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
Sir, no, sir. Attention! Honored to meet you.
You say you will take me under your wing. But I see no feathers. Are you a child of the birds, as I am of the bears? In truth, this is a relief. Your world is made with rules I have not yet memorized. And so the lonely babe was fed upon the wild mother's milk, and cast aside from humankind, the wise godwolf Amira raised the child thrice among her litter.
Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop. Understand? I am in command of this town, not Mayor Cecil, not Ahu, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jake's death if you feel so inclined, but report back to me the moment you discover something. The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. If you bring evidence... if you must. Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? I haven't been stuck here for 2 years because we're being besieged by fluffy kittens, you know. Those brain-feasting freaks out there keep on coming. And it takes all the sword arms and all of Ahu's half-baked contraptions to keep them at bay. How am I enjoying it? Are you spoiling for a fight, Hunter? Are you? Sightseal stinks of fish, reeks of orcs, and on a good day the wind disperses the stench of decomposing corpses. We are the pride of Rivellon, to be found and to be seen everywhere. We don't hide in the dark and lurk in corners like some I could mention. I'd say they are looking for weak spots in our defenses. They can't make an attack over land for fear of Ahu's magical machines, so they're trying... Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which body parts. Sects, sorcerers. He'll be seeing flying carpets next.
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter. But certainly. What would you like to know? Oh, I am but a wizard, a guardian of man and beast, and indeed I am both. My task upon this earth is to protect the heart of nature, the very antithesis of which is the intrigue spun by demons and directors of the dead. Hence, you see, my one desire is to witness a world in which every mother looks around her and purrs with calm contentment, for she knows that her chicks or children, her cubs or calves, will grow up without knowing the meaning of menace. To my great regret, none of them purr as yet. Oh, but that's not a trick. It's a blessing. Or does it surprise you that I enjoy taking such magic is a gift, Hunter. To be out in the night, to stalk on... But of course it's handy to speak in more than meows. And I couldn't brew potions or make machines without opposable thumbs. This I freely admit. Oh, that'll never happen. Granted, a witch could make the polymorph permanent if she'd enchant me in my cat guise, but I'll just have to be careful around witches, won't I? I'm my own wizard, you know, and I don't intend to be... By all means. Of course. I hope your investigation fares well. I can but piece together what few morsels fell from the... They say a woman arrived in the King Crab Inn sometime after midnight. She retired to... I say man and woman, because both of them were cloaked and recognized by none. It took a while for the landlord to pluck up the courage to enter the mystery room. How and why he came to be there, no one knows. But I had a good look around the scene of the crime before the Legion barred anyone from entering. The trace... I myself have none, even though the rest of the town has already mentally tried and convicted. Now, it may well be established that she is, in fact, the... I can't say much more, but that they're madmen, all the more dangerous to us because of their alliance. And what might those be? You have a flair for understatements, Hunter. I'm sure they are but a minor nuisance until they conclude what mischief they intend to see through, or, less likely, they are conclusively defeated. We can but bar the gates and hole up like mice. Oh, a mere trifle for one with the intellect of a feline and the engineering skills of a human. Those who are raising the dead dwell among us. They simply must be. But even though I've spent many a night leaping from tree to rooftop, watching on as citizens stagger home from the inn or simply burn the midnight oil, I haven't spied a single... The enemy is wily.
Quiet! No talking to these...
About face! To the barracks! Not! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! Not! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those boots would embarrass a bridge foe. Get to shining, recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You, again. Do feel free to depart from Sicily. I'm Captain Aureus, if you must know. Yes. This... What have you found? Oh, if you must.
Those boots would embarrass...
Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking if you must.
Sir, no, sir.
Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which body parts. Sects, sorcerers. He'll be seeing flying carpets next.
Those boots will embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
Good luck with these Sicilian swords.
Oh, face! To the barracks! Nuts! Recruit! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those boots will embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
Can you spare a coin? Come on! Come on! Can't you?
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Ah, hello, proportionate. I'm a painter by trade, as you... I travel around and avail... Any takers? Come on, you chicken!
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Lay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff. Lay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Stop right there. Until you've received the captain's permission to enter, this door doesn't exist. Got it? Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the captain, is he? Well, your reward for getting your ear chewed off is a waltz through the town's finest magical murder scene. Enjoy.
What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone. Somehow, it sent us flying into the stars.
Rawr! That is, how can I help you, my friend?
Terrible! 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 It will consume us all! By the quill that lasts a billion words, what's this? two Rivalonians here at the end of space and time? How very, very, very curious. Oh, yes. Proper introductions. Zigzax the historian at your service. It is my job to record all that was and is and hopefully all that is to be. As for how I got here, well, for a historian appointed by the gods themselves, hopping to the end of time is as easy as 1, 2, 3. How you got here, though, that's a rather more interesting question. On such a tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time, I wouldn't have expected to find a soul but my own shadow. Ah, at last a question I can answer most definitively. I mentioned already that this place is the end of time. If that didn't send your heart into your stomach and your pulse a-flutter, it should have. Time ought naturally to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as myself. But something totally, utterly terrible has happened. Show, don't tell, I always say. So go, peer through yonder looking lens and feast your soon-to-be terrified eyes on the darkness that is approaching.
It may be quite mad.
Then we had better appease him and have a look through the looking lens.
You looked. You saw. Terrifying, isn't... What's this? The portal! You, dear stranger, you must be the key. Something about your presence here is causing the end of time to grow. The true end itself to move further. Those torches, a light! This portal active once more. It cannot be coincidence. Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been... It is the void itself. The dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak of the end of time... This, I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. And it's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Long then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it goes. The chronicler of time knows a though I cannot say for certain. If it is what I believe, then our prayers might well be answered. In fact, every last question that ever plagues your noggin might well be answered, for I believe what lies beyond this portal is nothing other than... But after you, oh, what wonders we may find on the other side. You first, but don't dilly-dally. Yes, just as I'd hoped. There she is. There it is.
The wild ride continues. Seems